Hello, my beautiful friends. So today, is there a spider web on my camera? Dude, that shows how long it's been since I have filmed. Today is April 25th, 2019, and I don't even remember the last time I filmed a video. It's been a while. Today I wanted to sit down and just film a little bit of an update for you guys. I actually filmed while I was doing my makeup today, but it wasn't recording, so that didn't work out. But if you guys would like to see just like my everyday makeup routine and like do like kind of like a chit chat, get ready with me type of thing, let me know. I have a very basic routine because I don't do anything crazy with my makeup really that much anymore. Anyway, my outfit today is giving me hardcore BTS vibes right now. And I figure I should probably update you guys on what's been going on before I start kind of like rolling out any other kind of videos. In March, I went to New York and that was really great. I stayed there for a couple days with a friend. So I had applied previously to a doula certification training program. In this program, it's called Maternal Support Practitioner program, and basically it certifies you to be a birth, postpartum, and fertility doula, which is awesome. And I had applied to get a scholarship. They announced the scholarships, and it turned out that I did not get one of the scholarships, which sucked. I was sad, but a lot of really deserving, awesome people ended up getting the scholarship, so I didn't feel too bad. I basically got an email from the company, which is called Bebo Mia, and I will definitely talk more about my doula training and stuff once I kind of get more into it. I'm only on the 4th week, still super behind on homework. How does this even happen? I'm not sure. So yeah, I got an email from them telling me that they loved my application and that they wanted to give me a partial scholarship. I just started doing that, which is great, and it's definitely taking up more time than I thought it was going to. It's definitely like go at your own pace. You have a full 2 years to actually finish the whole process of like certifying, but yeah, it's definitely something that I have to be mindful of and conscious of and make sure that I am actually doing what I need to be doing and also absorbing it. And I actually just really enjoying it because it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's something that I'm really passionate about and excited about, and I love learning about. Like, you have no idea how excited I get about learning about like fallopian tubes and fertility and pain management and all kinds of stuff. It's just really fascinating to me and super interesting, and yeah, I am really loving it so far. I love the program that I chose. There's a lot of different companies that you can go with, but this one really resonated with me, and I'm so glad that I decided to go with it because they're super inclusive, they're super about diversity, and it's just really nice to be in a class where like people are cussing and like nobody cares, and it's just using very inclusive languaging, and it's just really beautiful, and it's perfect for me, and yeah, I'm just really excited about it. I also have still been doing Shipt. If you don't know, I started doing Shipt maybe in February, I think, which is the grocery delivery service, which is kind of like Instacart. But I'm still doing that. I usually do that on the weekends, just to make some extra money and also to be able to pay for my doula training. So that's really nice. And I still love being able to have the flexibility of doing that. I think I might make a video just about like, some tips I may have for like beginners who are doing Shipt, because I feel like I've been doing it for a good amount of time now and I have like a good flow routine going on. Last weekend I had my biggest order. It was like an Easter order and it was almost $300, and my cart was very heavy, but it was great. And the base pay, I don't know why I'm getting into all of this, but my base pay was like 20 bucks, and then she gave me like a $25 tip too, which is insane. It's like unheard of. Okay, it's not unheard of, but it's crazy. Whenever anybody like tips me in general, I get really excited because some people don't tip, but that was like a crazy, amazing tip, and I was so freaking grateful for that. Like I said, I love the flexibility of it. I just love that I found something that works for me and for my life, and that isn't super stressful, and I don't have to be freaking like at a soul-sucking job that's making me depressed and making me hate life. And I think I said in the last video that I love just being able to like help people out, because a lot of times it's like older people or like families or like people who are sick or something. Like I just like being able to, you know, be of service to people in that way, and it just makes me really happy. My sex life is great right now. That's probably too much information. I probably shouldn't say that. I'll probably just take that. The other day I found a tick on Luna, which is not fun. It's the first tick that I found on her. She had one last year, actually, the same, like I'm pretty sure she got it when she was Easter egg hunting, but so I've been kind of freaking out about that, but trying to stay calm, just trying not to lose my mind, because my instinct, my gut tells me that she'll be fine, and she has a doctor's appointment in a couple weeks anyway. We have been house hunting, so that's been a whole process journey type of thing. I think I might get more in depth kind of about like, I don't know if maybe like do's and don'ts, or like my experience being like a first-time home buyer. We actually put an offer in on a house and it went under contract. And then we did a house inspection, and there was a lot of shit that needed to be fixed, and it was just made me very uneasy. And the whole process was kind of just annoying, but more annoying for Chris than it was for me, which Chris is my partner, if you don't know who he is. But to me, I just keep thinking of it as just like a learning experience. Like, what we didn't know then, we know now, so now we can go forward and know better and do better. It was really just a clear sign to me that I just need to listen to my intuition. And this is a lesson that I am continually learning, like over and over. I keep needing to be reminded of it, that I need to listen to my intuition. And yeah, I just had a weird feeling when we first went into the house, and then like as the process was going on, I just had this weird feeling, like it just didn't feel quite right. And then it ended up that the house had termites, so yeah. The seller was willing to like pay for everything, but I was just like, I don't even want to get into that. So we have about a month now, I think, to see if we can find another house before we need to renew our lease. And if not, it's totally fine. We'll just stay here for another year. And then next year we'll actually be in a better position financially to be able to get something that we want. Because with the market the way it is, things that are in a price range go really quickly, or they're just pieces of shit. So it's a really tough place to be at, and it's super frustrating and super stressful at times. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to buying a house. They just kind of like show the picture of themselves in front of it, or show their keys or whatever. It's like, hey, I just bought a house. I'm like, was it fucking hard? Because this is really fucking hard, and it's stressful, and it makes me sad sometimes to like look at houses that I like, and it's not even like they're super expensive. It's like maybe like $20,000 out of our budget or something. Yeah, to be looking at stuff like that and then just not be able to actually get it. And I'm not picky. I'm really not. Like, I don't need freaking granite countertops and super updated shit. And like the house we were getting was kind of old. It was built in 1999, and then there was some stuff, a few things that were updated, but it wasn't really updated. And I was totally fine with that. Like, it had a nice yard and stuff, but there were just too many issues. But like I said, I'm not super high maintenance, but things just disappear like so quickly. It's actually ridiculous. So this has just been a lot of lessons for me. Another one has been just releasing the idea of the way that this is supposed to be, the way that things are supposed to look like, because the way that it's supposed to look like is the way that it is. So I'm just kind of like trying to go with the flow and keep a level head and not completely lose my mind in the whole process, because it can be a little bit stressful. Especially if you don't know about certain things and you aren't educated on certain things. So that's one good thing that I'm really kind of happy about, is that I can now teach Luna about these things before she actually starts trying to buy a house, because otherwise she might be buying a shithole, and that wouldn't be fun. Also, it's kind of frustrating when I see other people getting houses and, you know, just like moving forward with their lives in the way that I would like to be moving forward with our lives. And that's just another reminder that comparison is the thief of joy, and comparison is useless, because there's literally no way to you can't compare two individual people and two individual lives, because they're not going to be the same. They're never going to be the same. So yeah, that's something that I am processing through, dealing with, learning about myself. That's just kind of life in general. One random thing, Luna's pretty much fully potty trained, so that's fun about that, because I had, like, my parents were asking me, like, when I was going to potty train her, I was like, she'll do it when she's ready, and that's exactly what she did. And that's another thing, just trusting my instinct, just trusting my gut, and just being like, you know what, it'll happen in time, it'll happen when it's supposed to. And when I release it, when I release something, it always ends up working out exactly the way it's supposed to, and it tends to work out, like, almost immediately. So trusting my intuition, trusting my gut. This is always something that I'm like constantly talking about, but it's something that's super important because I still have to remind myself of it. I went through a little time of like being depressed, and like, well, I wasn't really depressed. I was more just like super anxious. I had been doing my CBD really consistently for the last few months, or my chill spray that I have. And for a month I didn't have either one of those, and I was like over the top anxious. Like from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, I was just super anxious. I sleeping horribly, like I just felt like shit, and I wasn't getting anything done. I wasn't motivated to do anything because I was just so anxious about every single thing. And it wasn't like, it's not like it's one specific thing. It's just like everything is just making me anxious. Like breathing is making me anxious. Being alive is just making me anxious. And so yeah, coming out of that fog, I've got my chill spray again, which is really great. And I feel a lot better. And the sun is out more often. And I just feel like I'm like blooming and coming out of my cocoon, and just like feeling a lot better when it comes to life in general and stuff, and feeling more inspired and more motivated. I think I say this in every like update video or where I'm sharing like my thoughts and what's been going on in life and stuff, but I definitely want to, like I said, be more mindful about what I am doing, how I am showing up in the world, and how I'm showing up on this space. Because I do want to be here, and I do think that it's important for me to share my voice and activate my throat chakra and talk about certain things that other people may not be talking about, or that I don't see people talking about, because there's someone who needs to hear it, even if I just need to hear it from myself. So yeah, figuring out how to integrate those things into life, how to integrate everything into life, because there's so much going on, and it never stops. So I just have to figure out how to make it flow in a way that doesn't feel forced or stressful and feels good for me and makes me happy. So I'm excited to get back to doing me, doing the things that make me happy, getting back to doing yoga, getting back to going to the gym, getting back to making YouTube videos. Thank you for sharing this space with me. If you guys are still here and still watching my videos, I appreciate it so much. Like, I think I say that probably in every video, but I honestly really do.